Hello and welcome to the All Upstairs Tarot. Thank you so much for being here today. It is such a pleasure and an honor to have you a part of this sacred community. Today we are diving into the energies of this powerful lunar eclipse, full moon energy in Libra. And so the readings today are going to be about the powerful changes that this lunation cycle is bringing you. So this energy is really unique, and we're not going to do a huge deep dive into it, but I do want to mention some key things to consider under this lunation cycle. So we do know that full moons are all about endings and letting go, and lunar eclipses are also about endings and letting go. So this is a powerful time to anticipate things exiting our lives. And this is important to consider because not everything that we let go or exit is a bad thing. Sometimes these changes open huge doors. So, with Libra in particular, the seventh house, which is what Libra rules in astrology, it's ruled by Venus, which is all about love and self worth and our values. But the seventh house is all about relationships. So we could also be seeing in endings in our perspective or how we have relationships with ourselves or with others or with things outside of us, or it could be endings or how we interact with different contracts or agreements that we have out into the world. And this is just a very energetically powerful time to experience some big changes in these dynamics and stepping into our sovereignty and our power. So there's a lot of things collectively and on an individual level that we're just not going to accept as okay anymore. The song that keeps playing in my head whenever I tune into this energy is "We're not gonna take it anymore." So it's like super self-empowering, and we're just gonna be speaking up about any lack of balance and expressing what is fair and just. This is kind of a rebellion and a revolution kind of energy. It's just demanding freedom, and it's a really pivotal point for us all individually and collectively. So it's important also to note that eclipses are wild cards and they're pivot points. So these changes you might not be expecting, and they're usually permanent, but they're going to assist us in moving to our light body, our higher selves, and we will also be a lot more psychically open to new experiences. And then also we'll have a lot of changes in our belief system, especially when we start to creep up into the energy of April. So I would say in like the next 5 to 10 days, you'll start to really notice that. So we're really striving for achieving balance, fairness, justice, and we're going to see this theme play out in a lot of different areas within the collective, again, and individually. So let us now dive into each of these readings, knowing that this is kind of the energy that we are sitting in right now. And let's see what card we're going to draw for each of these three piles for the powerful changes that will be occurring under this full moon in Libra and what they're bringing to each of you. So, Spirit, could you kindly share the very best cards for piles 1, 2, and 3? So there's pile 1. Here is pile 2. And pile 3. Pile 3, please. This one. Okay. So pile 1, we have quick silver moon changes. Wow, that is beautiful. We're also going to draw a rune for each pile. So pile 1, your rune is, that one just jumped right on out of there. Okay, so pile 2, synchronicity. And pile 2, your rune for this is going to be, and pile 3, accept responsibility. And your rune, pile 3. Okay, so take a moment and tune in. Use your intuition on which pile you feel like you're most drawn to. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, trust that. Go with your intuition, and I will see you all in the readings so very soon. Hello, pile number one. You're drawn here to the card of Quicksilver Moon, changes. Beautiful card that is. And the rune of Manaz, which is the rune of the self. Could also represent a few other things, but let's look at your other cards. And we're actually going today to draw or roll an astrology dice to see more information about this powerful full moon in Libra, what energy it's bringing into your life, what changes are occurring for you. So we have Pluto and Taurus in the first house. Okay. So when I look at this card, the swans just make me think of grace, and there's purity, there's cleansing, and we have a full moon here. So definitely something being illuminated, changes. I mean, Pluto is the planet of major transformation. I mean, it's a very radical shift, and I would say a lot of times, since Pluto rules the eighth house, it can be connected to money. I mean, she looks like she's very at peace and has a lot of abundance, but then there's the emotional undercurrent as well, which rules. I mean, Scorpio is a water sign. Let me feel into this. First house is the house of self. I feel like there's something about your self-worth, your value, how you take care of yourself. It could also have connections to money. Taurus is a very luxurious and wealthy zodiac sign. Like, I think of stability, and I think of having all of my needs met with the sign of Taurus. And then first house being the house of self. This is about you, your sense of self, your identity. So I think there's going to be some changes with your concept of you as an individual and what you deserve, for sure. I think that's a central theme here for you, pile one. Let's look at the rest of your cards. So we have teacher. We have welcome abundance into your life. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that source will heal your financial challenges. Gorgeous. We have the law, act with common sense and responsibility. We have an 8 here, which is all about abundance. Wow. And we have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay. So pile number one. I definitely feel for this lunation cycle, you're shattering a belief system, or something's becoming illuminated in your consciousness about who you are, what you value, what you deserve, the abundance, how you either accept money or prosperity, or how you work for money. There's something that's coming into balance where I feel like either you used to give too much, or maybe you put in a lot of effort and you didn't receive the benefits that, like, you're giving more and not receiving equal contributions, like, back to you for your efforts. And so I feel like what's coming into harmony and what you will love is that things are aligning for you. Things are coming into balance. And it's going to be a lot of times letting something go is not always. Change and transformation can be unsettling, but with this, I feel so peaceful. Like, Taurus is a very grounded sign. She looks like she's exuding luxury and beauty. The water is very calm. So I don't feel like this is going to be, I think you're used to things being very chaotic, and I think this lunation cycle is going to make things be so much just more peaceful, abundant, flowing. Like, I almost am at a loss of words because I feel like it's been so long since you've had this kind of peace that it's almost, I don't want to say scary, but it's like, is this real? Like, it almost feels too good to be true, but trust that it's not, and that you do deserve it 100%. You're being called to welcome the abundance into your life. So know that Spirit wants you to have whatever it is that abundance means to you. So if that's peace, if that's finances, if that's friendships, know that it's coming, but you also do have to be open to it. Where there is, the law makes me think of, well, legal matters as well. So if you are worried at all about any kind of legal issue or court case, know that the good results will come forward for you. This is all about like karmic balance too, because when you take charge of welcoming this abundance and the good into your life, things will benefit you in other areas karmically, where things come into harmony and balance that don't seem necessarily connected, but they are. It's like spiritual law as well. Like, what I feel when I look at this is like, as above, so below. And so apply that to any and every area in your life. And maybe it's also a call for you to check that out and learn more about, the universal laws. The Kabbalion is a book you could read where it has just, or you could Google the universal laws, and it might be something to look into to learn about with the teacher card. I think there's a lot of things that you have learned in the past with the teacher card that you're going to be open to new perspectives. There's a lot of new, like for instance, if you thought you could not write a book, like that's a belief system where you could welcome into the idea of writing again. Or maybe you felt like you had to be a teacher role, and maybe now you have the opportunity to be a student, to welcome in something new. There's a role here that you get to be able to shift under this lunation cycle as well, that serves you and your highest good. Let's draw some tarot cards. So pile one, we are going to ask Spirit, what changes would best serve you under this full moon in Libra that would help you to align your life? What changes would best help you align your life? What actions do you need to take? What do we need to know? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles, the Temperance card. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So there's definitely something that Spirit is asking you to, it's either a new idea or a new, like something that's come into your awareness that you are like, wow, I should really do this. Like, this would be something that would really benefit me. And it's something that you're pretty, I feel like it's unexpected. Like, it almost feels dreamy. It feels like, again, almost too good to be true. But I feel like this is something that you've really prayed and asked for with this angel and the Temperance. And I feel like it's important that we balance either how we approach our work or our expectations about work, but there's something about us needing to be mindful about how we approach this idea, because with the full moon lunar eclipse, there are also unexpected changes that can be really positive, or they can be really, depending on how we look at it, not so positive. And so if you have any like new work things coming forward for you, or like how you, this just feels so harmonious, like all the bees are working together on one plant. So I feel like this is definitely something that you're doing in a group. So maybe you're being called to work differently and balance how you work within a group setting. Wow, the King of Pentacles. Wow, okay, interesting. We have a Pentacles card and a major card, a Pentacle card and a major card, and a Pentacle card. And we go from the Page of Pentacles, which is like the beginning of an idea, doing the work for it, a change in the direction of how things go. And then you get the King of Pentacles, which is like, I mean, he is the ruler of the operations. I mean, he oversees how things are implemented. The king has a very wealthy and established empire almost. And it's interesting to me because something I feel like you've either put a lot of time into, or like thought that it was never going to work out, or like, you know, you've had this idea, this Page of Pentacles that I just feel like it's been a bumpy start. Something is coming in harmonizing, and you're learning how to work with the energies around you and with others differently, which creates a major change and allows a lot of abundance to come in. I feel like you might also have some changes with your communication style. With books and writing, it could be that you express yourself a little bit differently. I also see the key on his throat chakra. I just feel like there's something that you're doing differently. Also, about it's how you carry yourself and your energy as well. I feel like you're going to be getting a lot more respect as well. And you know what is so funny? We've talked about money and abundance. I mean, we drew Taurus in the first house with Pluto. So this is 100% about yourself, your self-worth, your values, how you work with money. Like, you are so close to touching a lot of abundance, okay? So make sure that you prioritize you and any new endeavor, okay? So if you have to take some time going back to school and studying, make sure you're not dedicating all of your time to school and not balancing like work-life balance with school. Or, you know, make sure you're not overdoing it, or make sure you're also not underdoing it as well. You know, like, we can get kind of like blase about our goals sometimes. So if a vision board or something that helps you to keep that focus and that help you to remember that long-term plan and like what you're working towards, that's going to also really help you to turn this manifestation into something very, very big. Hey, I'm so excited for you, Pile One. This is really, really special. I'm very genuinely, I'm so very happy for you, because this just feels like you've really worked for this. It's like, not when it's, I feel like you've tried a lot of things. I like, truly, honestly, I feel like you've tried a lot of different I almost said recipes. You know, I don't know. Recipes could be like, maybe you have tried a lot of different recipes and they just weren't the right recipe for you, and now you're learning how to mix and balance things in a different way that's way more harmonious, creates a much more abundant and beautiful crop, flower, whatever, and that's going to bring you in a lot of money and stability. And this could also be a new job, or it could be that you're you are completing a law case or a lawsuit or something that's caused a lot of instability and a lot of chaos. That's coming to an end, which is very, very powerful as well. Act with common sense and responsibility. Yeah, okay. Another thing that just came into my mind when I read that is manifestation is wonderful, and we can wish for things, we can pray for things, but it's very important that we also put into action the things that we want to see happen. So, like, if you want to get a new something, like you want to be the leader or have stability in your life or have more balance, have more harmony, what actions are required for you to be able to achieve that stability? So if you want consistent income, what are the steps necessary to take to achieve that consistent income? And sometimes it is more than just like, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe it's working a part-time or a full-time job while you're building your business, so that yes, you're manifesting success, but you're using your common sense and acting responsibly so that you're not setting yourself up for potential pitfalls in the future. You're just acting with a lot of wisdom, like the King of Pentacles, being very strategic and very grounded and very practical. I think if you keep that about you and just really work on a physical level with a lot of purity, a lot of grace, a lot of surrender, a lot of trust that the universe is going to bring to you exactly what you need for this, everything's going to flow very well. So, pile number 1, this has been your reading. I am so very excited for you. If you liked this reading and you would like to give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And if you feel called to share what you're welcoming into your life, where you're getting this grounded stability, what's coming into harmony for you, I would love to hear that from you in the comments below. Pile 1, have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You're drawn here to the moon moment synchronicity and this rune of Degas, which is all about awakening and illumination. It can be the ending of cycle. It's like the world card in the tarot. It's like the ending and the new beginning. But you know what is interesting? When I drew this, I really saw it as a, what are those? Like when the sand, I cannot think of what those, the time clocks with the sand in them, hourglass. I saw this as an hourglass with the time. So I thought that was really interesting. Synchronicity makes me think that you're getting signs about either, well, clocks like 111, 222, 333. But divine timing is really what I'm hearing as well. And this has been a journey. Like with this desert sand, it makes me feel like you've felt high and dry, left out in the cold. But know that you're waiting. There's been purpose behind it. And spirit is like with you. This is you will see something under this lunation cycle that it will make a lot more sense. I just feel like this is going to give you what you like. This is the piece that you've needed to be able to move on or go forward, or like to open the next door. There's something about this being the right time for you to where it's finally like, oh my gosh, hello, wow. So you're almost there. Like the clock is almost at the next hour. So like you're so close. So let's move this over here. We're actually going to draw some, let's do them here. We're going to draw some dice today. We're going to, well, I guess roll some dice, some astrology dice. So we're asking Spirit for what powerful changes the full moon in Libra is bringing to pile number 2, please. So we have the 4th house, Jupiter, and Taurus. I am very excited for you for this. Okay, so the reason why is because Jupiter is very, very abundant. Jupiter is an expansive energy. It is ruled by Sagittarius. So there's also threads to your purpose and higher education. It just feels, and it's a very lucky sign too. It's just like, it's the energy of understanding. So there's a big presence here is what I feel. And it's connected to the fourth house is all about the house of home and family. So your inner world or something connected to your home, your family, your ancestors, your parents, something's expanding with Taurus. So Taurus is it's ruled by Venus. It's a house of Venus and Taurus rules like money and what you value, your self-worth, your self-respect, but it also could be connected to incomes, personal finances, security. So something about your sense of security and stability is expanding around your house, your family. Some of you may be wanting to expand your personal family and concerned about, can you, will you? And also with this, with an ending with one chapter, it opens up a new one. Like if you didn't have kids, or if you wanted a new kid and then you had one, it's like the end and then a beginning, because it's the end of what an era was and then opening to new. So there's a lot right here just for you, pile number 2. Let me tune in a little more deeply to see where we're more about family and stability. Okay, so you want stability. Let's see what else your cards have to say. Let's see what other messages that will bring. Discovery. Okay. Enlightenment, illumination, what I'm hearing. We have let it go. This situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so you can embrace the future. The economy, trust your needs will be met. And Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. If you were at all pulled to pile number 1, there might be some information there for you as well, just with the Taurus themes and the stuff with money. I would encourage you to check that out as well. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that you are being guided under this lunation cycle to see things differently. It's like you're getting a whole new perspective on matters of where you are in life. Like we talked about her being out in the middle of the desert and just feeling really isolated and desolate. I feel like you're getting ready to reconnect to maybe some things that you did not either know was possible or you didn't know was going to be an opportunity for you. How you manifest and work with money, how you find stability and security. It's like there's some type of attachment that we have to. I see that with the hats, it just makes me think of a belief system, like from probably our upbringing with the fourth house, and we're expanding our minds and we're starting new from that. So I love that. By letting go, you're actually taking the lead. So by disconnecting from something that you've been connected to for quite some time, you're actually going to get ahead. How that applies to you individually, I'm not really sure, but I trust that Spirit will help you every step of the way on what that means for each one of you individually. So I do feel like you're going to experience a lot more. Gosh, this is just so interesting how connected they are. There's a lot of themes about faith with how things unfold, feeling grounded and secure in our physical realm. Everything that you're experiencing right now is going to lead you to abundance. I think there's the important thing to do is to remind yourself over and over and over again, like about what you do want and not what you're afraid of, if that makes sense. So like instead of being concerned about well, how do I, like, if I take this opportunity, what if it doesn't work out? What if, instead of the what ifs and leaning towards the negative bias, really, really get centered and be like, I'm doing this. I'm going to freaking win. I'm going to be, the rock star. I am amazing and I'm going to get this new job. I deserve this wonderful new beginning. I'm calling in these new people. I am, worthy and deserving of healthy, loving relationships. Like everything that you want should be on the forefront of your mind, and you should be consistently claiming that. If you have any desire to, or if you've ever connected with a vision board or any kind of like some like keeping your hopes, dreams, wishes, desires on the forefront of both your mind and in your heart, and cutting anything else that is not those two things out, saying no more. That includes people who are not positive influences, TV, radio, like bad habits, just things that deep within your soul are not good for you and are keeping you in this place. You're going to be shown everything you need to see. Spirit's not going to leave you high and dry, because everyone deserves heaven on earth. And by staying in alignment and choosing to take action in alignment with your highest good and of your own high regard, you're going to, I feel, tap more deeply into your intuition for sure. Possibly connect to others who are very spiritual, or find like your spiritual tribe and community. And also, I feel like life and spirit are going to show you the beauty, and not just like the big moments of life, but I feel like this is like beauty in the every now moment. This really moves me. Like there's something very divine. It's the divine feminine. It's the art of allowing. It's the being able to receive. It is the empowerment through taking care of ourselves and honoring our needs. Like this brings you a lot of harmony and love into your life. Okay, so let us now ask Spirit for any additional guidance on the, what do I feel like is the best? Well, let's just let Spirit give the guidance. So we'll start with that. We have the Queen of Cups. Okay, that's what I was really feeling with this card. Just that really deep heart fulfillment, feeling loved, feeling worthy, feeling just happy, cheerful, expansive. And I listened to a podcast recently that talked about there being a connection with an asteroid that represents a mermaid. Oh, wow. Okay, you're very much in alignment with this energy and this full moon eclipse. Just trust that you are. Just trust that the process is unfolding for you, really and truly, and that you're going to get everything, you're doing everything right. I feel like I need to tell you that too. Like you're doing the right things, even though you have fears and anxieties. I do feel like there's something like you have a big calling, that there's something more, and maybe you don't exactly know what that is yet. Maybe some of you do, but just know where you're going is going to be very fulfilling, and you're on the right track. For change. Yay. Yes. The Tower. Okay, so change is coming. It's just coming when Spirit says you're ready for it. So the more we focus on surrendering those old beliefs, those old patterns, the things that keep us tied to where we were. Another thing you can think of too that I find really helpful is to picture yourself, or if you have a hard time picturing yourself as this version, like who inspires you? Who do you want to be like who do you want to be when you grow up? Like who like really calls to you? Like what traits do you admire in other people and why? And then see yourself as those traits? Like, what do you look like as like, what does your day look like? So, for instance, if you wanted to become a meditation teacher or a yoga instructor, like, what does your day to day look like as a yoga instructor? What time do you wake up in the morning? What does this yoga instructor version of you eat to feel their personal best, to have the energy to teach yoga? How often do you teach yoga? What kind of style does this? How does this apply to other areas in your life? What else do you do as a yoga instructor? Do you teach on YouTube? Like, there are so many different ways that you can reach people to now with your gifts than historically we could have in the past. And I feel like it's important that you start to embody who you really truly want to be. And the more you do that, I think that's when you'll also not only be happier, but you'll see some really like crazy transformations. And again, spirit's guiding you every step of the way. Yes, King of Swords is literally about keeping your eye on the prize, very clear cut, resolute, but it's like it's transformation, but it's like you're in charge. Like, look at this. Like, we can't make this up. This makes me so excited for you. Your eyes on the prize. No one's going to interfere with you. Anything that comes your way, you're like, absolutely not. But you're doing it in a way that's just like fiery excitement. This stuff lights you up. I don't know what this is for you, but you're passionate about it. You want it. And even if there's been any kind of disappointment in the past, I feel like you're able to just say, I'm ready for the new. Like, justice is the theme of all of this. Like, harmony, balance, equilibrium, like any past disappointments that you've had from the past that, I don't know, maybe people have rained on your parade, or you're protected. I want you to know, and I don't know you. I don't know why I need you to know this, but you're protected as you step forward into this new thing. You deserve this new thing. I feel like you're rising above, and it could be just that you're expanding your consciousness level, your heart, your passions are changing, but something that maybe used to weigh heavy on you or weigh you down is getting lifted up out of your field. Like, things are, as you surrender and let go, things just feel so much lighter and better. Like, it's hopeful. It feels like a new dawn, a breath of fresh air. Like, I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm my own cheerleader. That's what this feels like. Like, I have everything I have always wanted because I did it for me. And I'm proud of it. It's like, I respect myself. I love myself. I'm clear. Yeah, and you're just going for it, pile number 2. So excited for you. Way to go. All right, pile number 2. This was your reading for today. If you feel called and you like this reading, to hit that like and the subscribe button. You will get notified every time I upload a video to YouTube. If you'd like to share your stories or leave a comment in the comment section below, I'd love to hear from you. Enjoy your full moon experience, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You're drawn here to the moon's reflection, accept responsibility. And you have also got the rune of Pethro, which is all about, I feel like in this particular reading, it could be about chance, taking chances and risks, but it also could be connected to fate and destiny. There's also an element of secrecy, I feel, lingering here as well. I feel like we're looking something straight in the eye. And I think this is something that is internal, just with the water, or maybe a situation that's really emotional that we've turned a blind eye to. Like, when I look at these ladies, we're not seeing eye to eye. It's like something's like it's like not saying that you don't see the truth, but it's like it almost feels like I don't want to look at something, but I feel like this full moon might create an opportunity for us to look at something very clearly. So today we're going to roll some astrology dice to get a deeper understanding about what powerful change this full moon in Libra is bringing to you, specifically pile number 3 that's connected to your rune and your card. So we have, wow, okay, every single pile had Taurus, which is crazy. We have the 3rd house in Taurus with Venus. Oh, I like this because Venus is ruled, or Taurus is ruled by Venus. And I kept hearing the song, so take a look at me now. It might be Phil Collins, I don't know, but it's something about really like somebody not seeing you, or not being seen in a specific way. Like when I think about that song, it makes me emotional, like not a little bit. It really strikes a chord in my heart for you, pile 3. Let me compose myself. Excuse me. You've worked for this. I don't know what this is, but it's like I feel like you deserve to be seen in a different way. And like this is you like stepping into your empowerment and like really taking ownership of who you are and just like being really proud of it. Like maybe not wanting to see all of you at times, but like you have come into harmony and balance with aspects within yourself that are just freaking beautiful. So like we talked about, Venus is the planet of love. It's the planet of self-worth. And I connect it also to abundance, even though it's not necessarily, I mean, I guess it could be money, but this is more like what makes me feel good. You know, what in my physical reality, like pleasures, sensations, security, assets, like what makes me feel good. And then in the 3rd house, which is the house of communication, is really about, you know, expression. I feel like this is all about expression, honestly. Accept responsibility for self-expression, perhaps. It could also be, it's Gemini. 3rd house is ruled by Gemini. And Mercury. And there's just something I can't get over with the yellow too. It makes me think of the 3rd chakra and your solar plexus. Let's just see the rest of your cards before we'll see how this energy unfolds. Okay, fragmented energy. Wow, we talked about not being able to see, like not aligning. That this very much fits with this. So the gift and what you are shedding is going to be the misalignment. So you're actually under this lunation cycle. It would be like if your head and your heart were saying 2 different things, now they're getting on the same plane. Or if the inside of you says no, but then the outside of you says yes, it's like we're either saying yes and yes or no and no. It's like everything comes into balance and you express yourself very clearly. Like there's some serious power behind this. Wow, change is coming. Okay, I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation in this time of joyous opportunities. This does feel very peaceful and light. I think you're going to be surprised at yourself at some of these changes that happen. You know, this is all about chance and sometimes the dice roll. So with the surprises here, I don't think you're going to see everything that, like, you don't necessarily know this is coming. But it's a positive change. Like she's very excited here. I feel like you're also being encouraged to do things that would create this alignment. So maybe this is expressing your truth, or maybe this is like if you tell yourself I'm going to do this, then the change is you take the action on what you say you're going to do. So it's a very much like maybe you haven't had the idea yet. let's see, let's draw a couple more. So we have the new children, be all you can be. Aww, I love this. And play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. That's so funny. I did have such a intense vibe about this card deck. Like, I feel like I'm like, okay, here's step 1 and step 2. Like, I had to be very meticulous, which is just so funny to me because not that the other piles weren't as meticulous, but there was an intensity about this particular set of cards where it was like, you mean business. You're ready to make the changes. You're ready, like you're like, yes, I see it. I'm ready. I know I need to do this. Here we go. And it was really intense, but that's okay. I love that you're so eager and like it feels so. You're just ready. I love that. Okay, so Spirit's also saying that through these changes, you'll have more. You'll lighten up. You'll feel more playful, sensual, like, I don't know. I just look at her and like my hips move, my body moves. I just feel like very, like I can dance and sway and sing and flow. So, okay. The new children card makes me very happy too because kids, when they are not influenced by adults in a way that like makes them feel like tasks have to be so intense. Like kids can get things done and make it. Let me give an example. I'm not explaining this very well. So if you want your kids to clean their room, for example, if you can make it a game and you can be playful about it, it's not really as hard or doesn't feel as hard or as strenuous or intense as we have to clean your room right now and it has to be, we need to take the action, but there's a different way of taking the action or a different mindset, a different way we align our head and our heart to achieve the outcome that we desire. It's like instead of having to like tread uphill, it's like we take action, but it kind of like flows. It's like things come to us and are magnetized to us. Like we put feelers out, but then things also come back around the other way to us. It's very interesting energy. I like this though, because this change will allow you to be more of your authentic self, more creative, more innocence, like your innocence and your purity, your essence. This just feels like when I tuned into this initially, it was like you've been through a lot. It's been hard, but you are so powerful. And now you get to allow your aspects of your more innocent childlike nature to be merged with this. Like if I had to put an animal to this is like a fierce female lion who then also gets to have this like more gentle, nurturing, like lion cub energy connected as one. We don't underestimate the power of a lion, but there's also times to play and to lounge around and enjoy life, and then there's time to hunt. There's like different times for different things to happen, and I feel like this, under this lunation cycle, it's going to allow you to feel like you can have more play and pleasure and express yourself authentically without any of the, it's like something new comes. It's like if you've been keeping anything private about who you are to yourself, you can express this now. So Spirit, let us ask now, what about this responsibility, if there's anything else that we need to reflect on or come into harmony or have fun with, like what do we need to know about how pile number 3 can best move forward? Oh, King of Wands. Talk about creative energy. Like the King of Wands is Mr. Creative, or Mrs. It's more of the archetype of just like fully embodying our creative essence, our fun. This to me is like, even though it's a child and this is the king, it's like he is the king of wands, because look at all this excitement going on around him, the transformation, the joy, the ideas, open-hearted. And then the page of cups, also incredibly artistic. The page also looks at things with a childlike perspective, because it can look at, traditionally in the page of cups, there's a page that's like gazing into a cup and there's a fish head looking out. So it's like insights from the subconscious on like what we want to bring into life. It's like hits internally. The crab also makes me think of Cancer. Well, I guess it's a lobster, which is on the moon tarot card. So this kind of makes me think of the moon and the stars. It's like your vision. It's like, so when you were a kid, what were your hopes and dreams? What did you want to create? What did you daydream about? Because a lot of times we're living in a reality that doesn't, we like, when we were kids, we didn't really see ourselves sitting in a cubicle doing, or like didn't see ourselves being an adult at this age and having X, Y, and Z. And so there's something here about, okay, yes, you're here, but we're coming in alignment. We're having more fun. We're not being so intense. We're learning how to create again in a way that feels joyous and not creating because we want to get paid for it. I think that's important too. Like there's something about, I feel like you're putting so much pressure on yourself because you want to create for how am I going to get paid, versus for the simple pleasure of just like drawing or painting a picture, for just having a good time, for just playing the music, for just enjoying it. And that's what causes us historically to be a little off kilter. However, we are moving into a state of flow and still waters and out of this wavy emotional energy. What else, Spirit? Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups. When you approach your change, when you take action, be very I don't want to say detached, but because this is so significant and so meaningful to you, Pile 3, it's important to put on like your business, like embody yourself as the CEO of your life. Like put on your business suit, put on, think about when people go on stage and give a speech about something that they're really passionate about, or how they embody that, like stand up straight, shoulders back, chest out, and just like they're really confident and really like set in knowing that like clear expression. They know exactly what they want, and they're just very forward and direct about it. It's not it's like, again, coming back into expressing directly what it is you desire from what your heart wants, and being okay with going after it. It doesn't have to be, I think the emotions is what maybe sometimes I also see the drink. The drink here and the drink here. And here's a cup too. Do we need to just loosen up? Is that really what this is? I mean, yes, be strategic about what it is. It's like work and play. It's like learn how to have, like, if you work hard and you're really serious, then allow yourself to play hard equally. Like, don't be so serious. Like, can I have one more, please, Spirit? Thank you. The Empress. maybe you've stepped into the Empress is very fertile. It's a creative energy, nurturing, abundance. She is, the mother. But there's something about, maybe you've taken on a lot of responsibility. Maybe you have already accepted a lot of responsibility, and now Spirit's like, okay, you don't have to be in charge of everything. Like, what are you in charge of? And like, you're in charge of you. You don't have to be in charge of, like, of course, your family, your kids, if you have a family and kids, but if you are doing more than your fair share, or if you're like stressed out because you're working so much, and it's not like, ask yourself, everything you're doing, is this your job? Because there's something here about, also, I feel like you're mothering people that it's not your job necessarily to mother. That could be applied to some of you and not all of you. But like, for instance, if, I don't know, somebody is always asking you to do things for them, and like, you do it just because you're nice, but you really don't want to. It's like, no, my inside says no. I'm going to vocalize that no on the outside because I really don't want to. Don't do it because you're being nice. That's what I think is getting you a little bit off kilter. It's like taking care of you and nurturing yourself and choosing you over. And I'm not saying, neglect everyone. I'm not saying that at all, but it's like, be really strategic about what you say yes to and what you say no to, so that your cup is full. Like right now, I feel like we don't have a very full cup. I feel like my cup is empty. I'm tired. It's like, no, hold on, recharge your batteries, take a look at what's yours and what's not, communicate those things to whoever needs to hear them. Be your authentic self. You're a beautiful being of light. Have a good time. Life is not supposed to be so serious and so work. It is supposed to be fun, and enjoy it. I feel like let's closing remarks, please, Spirit, for pile number 3. Anything that I missed, anything else I need to know, anything else? 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands. How funny is this? Because the 10 of Swords is all about really hard, heavy, like the end of a hard time. And this 8 of Wands is all about lightning speed. It's a unicorn having a good time, going to a rodeo. I love this so much. The hard times are done. We're moving into lighter energy. We're moving into that fun energy. And it's going to happen quick. This is okay. I'm very happy with how this completed. Thank you, Spirit. Pile number 3. If you liked this reading and you feel called to give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you as a part of this gorgeous community. You'll also get notified every time I upload any of my videos to my channel. And if you feel called to leave a comment in the comment section below, or share about what this is for you in your life, I'd love to hear from you. Pile 3, have an amazing day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.